word, what a day. I had such a stressful day at work, and then I go to cook everything, and guess what was hiding in my pantry waiting to say hi?
Oh no, Ralph.
Ants. All up in my business. So yeah, I was cooking and cleaning. Luckily they weren't everywhere, but they were on like one shelf, but I still took everything out. So
is it weird that my brain jumped to like mice because like South Philly is
South Philly, it's crapshoot. You never know what you're gonna get. I think I lucked out with just ants. Yeah.
I joined the Y. I joined the gym.
Why?
Why? Because I want to.
Because we're making her eat all this food.
That's true.
Precisely. I've been eating everything, and I like eat pre-dinner, and then I eat this at 8 p.m., which is fine. I love it. But as I age, I'm like, I should probably get a little more conscious of health and stuff, you know, or not. I'll probably quit it in like 2 weeks. So
no, stick with it. If it makes you feel good, I think that's what's important.
This is true. They have a pool there, and I'm a big swimmer. Like I love to swim. I don't know why. So
even better.
That's why I did it. So it's like very low stress, which is
love
nice.
that. Shannon, any answer? Why or ants at the Y?
Ants at the Y.
Yes, I do have a few ants who go to the Y. But no, it was pretty fine week. I mean, the strike is still going on, so
that's right.
The entertainment industry is a weird place to be right now, and the SAG after strike could start on Saturday of this week. I don't know when. I don't know when the audience is listening to this right now, but either we're on strike or a deal has been reached. So this might be a very weird thing to listen to at some point in time.
Hey, they're all time capsules for when they were made. So
it's kind of nice. Hopefully they've reached a deal by then.
I mean, if there were podcasts back in the early 1900s, we would have been talking about the Wright brothers, right? Flight, am I right?
Right.
I don't know when you're going to be listening to this, folks, but
that would have been amazing.
Flying. Yeah.
I wonder if they would have done full, because they had radio shows. So I guess technically the first podcasts were like kind of, I don't know.
Like War of the Worlds.
Yeah, like radio plays.
Yeah.
And they had like Foley artists. So maybe we should do some Foley work in here.
Man.
Make people really afraid and run out of the room.
Oh no, a horse is coming.
You'd be surprised how many times I've said that in my life.
Yeah, I'm actually not shocked.
No, don't be shocked. No. You know what is shocking though? I don't know how we scored this guest, but who we have on the show tonight, amazing. She's a South Jersey-based actor, writer, director, teaching artist, improv performer, acting / improv coach. She wears a lot of hats. Her neck is very tired. She recently received her certification as a social emotional learner interventionist from Rutgers-Camden. So she is officially an SEL. And in March of this year, 2023, she opened her own community theater in South Philly called Sawubona Creative Project, where she offers SEL-infused theater arts classes, improv, acting, playwriting, all the above. Who do you think that is?
I think
I'm gonna say Pacino.
they're too overqualified. They have me beat in every
baby, so maybe he's busy.
Yeah, it is. You're almost there. It's Philly's own Al Pacino. Please help me welcome to the show, Tanya Morgan.
Oh, so much better. So much better. And not a creep. So much better and not a creep.
Hey.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I was listening to Ralph read my bio. I'm like, oh my God. That's too many things.
Great.
So impressive.
Very much.
Thank you.
Can you
It
say a
just
little
feels
more?
weird.
Can you say a little more what SEL is? Because that's interesting to me.
Yeah.
Sure. SEL is social emotional learning skills, and it's defined by the CASEL organization who came up with it. And it's basically those quote unquote soft skills that we all need, you know, communication, and building empathy, building healthy identities, different things like that. I teach those types of skills through improv, playwriting, storytelling, and performance, really.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Amazing.
amazing. And improv is such a great vehicle for that too, to teach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's really what it is about in the first place. I'm sure you know, the improvisers have heard of Viola Spolin.
Yeah.
And she was a social worker. She was a social worker and a performer, and she created these games so that immigrant children could learn to communicate without language, because they all spoke different languages. So she came up with these games and for them to have different ways to communicate. So that's the games that I teach are already rooted in mental well-being as they are. So I was like, I'm not doing anything.
Amazing.
You are. You are. Oh my
That's
God.
amazing.
That's
And
really
congratulations on the new space that just opened.
Yes, thank you. I'm wearing my shirt. I
Oh,
don't know if
nice.
you can
my
see
gosh.
it very clearly,
It's merch.
but I it says Sawubona Creativity Project, and it was designed by my cousin Denise Bond. So I want to shout her out because she's been making all of my shirts. Anytime I have workshops for kids, I give them shirts, and they, you know, get gifts, fidget toys, drawstring bags, all kinds of stuff like that. And she makes these custom for me. It's really cool.
That's so amazing. Family business. I like it.
I know, right? That's what I
Yeah.
said. If you hear like a roaring sound, it's because I'm cooking, and now the exhaust
Yay.
fan is like, you're burning everything.
You know, I think this one will be safe. I don't think anything crazy will happen. We had some on here that really escalated fast, I will say.
Good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, we cooked with corn oil, which should be in no
Oh.
kids cookbook.
Ooh.
Because that feels like if kids were doing
Oh.
that in the 70s, like that feels dangerous.
Oh, they did a lot of things in the 70s that they should
They
have
were
been doing.
not, yeah.
I'm shocked I survived the 70s.
Honestly, that's like the biggest like badge of honor, though. You know, if you survive the 70s, like you did it.
Yeah. And the 80s. I came at the end of the 70s, 78. And then in the 80s, there was a lot of white vans and kidnappings. That was like the biggest fear when I was growing up. That and catching on fire. Those were the two things that was like, watch out. Watch out.
So you,
yes,
you would
remember?
not, yeah, you would not have fared well with this Nancy Drew cookbook as a kid. You could have caught on fire in many of these recipes.
Maybe that's why it was such a big concern back then. Because of
It's
this
real, yeah.
Yes.
I remember watching, like, speaking of kidnapping, I remember the fear being so real with that. Like, my mom made us watch an Oprah special. I think there was an Oprah kidnapping special where they were like, they had like a van and they were, I'm pretty sure it was, or Oprah was doing like a segment on something, but they were like showing like how easy it was to get a kid in a white van. And I remember being so traumatized that like I lived my life so sheltered for a nice chunk of time because I was like, we can't.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The windowless white van. Even now, if you drive by in a windowless white van, I'm taking your license plate down just in case. I like, and I'm 40-something years old, and I'm like, oh no, who is that? Like, that is.
It's just
so,
me.
It's-
Sorry. I can't take anymore.
All right, now I know. Now I know.
Yeah, we'll get your license plate number. Just so you know. Don't call the authorities.
All right.
On DeVito.
I will say I would get in a van with Oprah Winfrey though. So I think that show is a little biased, because if Oprah pulled up and was like, hey,
Yes.
I got a surprise for you, I would be like, oh, it's a car. And I would have gotten in immediately.
So here's what I remember, although I haven't, like, we didn't have DVR back then. It was like an on sight segment. So it was not Oprah in the van. It was like her camera crew and like someone else. Like, yeah, I'll have to fact check.
I remember that. I don't remember if it was Oprah specifically, but I do remember that, like a 2020, like how the specials are now. It was like back then. And I remember they were in a white van. They were going around and just like approaching kids, because back then kids could just be outside. I used to be outside by myself all the time. No one was around. Yeah. And they just like rolled up on kids like, hey kid, my dog is lost. That was like the big thing. I have candy and my dog is lost. And kids were just like, oh, okay. And
hop right in.
Hop right in. Yeah.
I guarantee that like every single like Dateline, 60 Minutes, Oprah, they all did that same. I feel like
I'm going to agree with you. I'm definitely going to agree with you. Yeah.
We saw many variations of that.
But I would have been like, you know, if you don't want me to get in a stranger's car, then you better give me candy and a puppy, mom and dad. You know,
right?
Leverage that shit. And
I didn't think about that.
I think we're too far beyond that.
We've gotten too far.
Yeah, we went. I forget what the question originally was. What we were talking about.
How you doing? I think was the question.
Yes, I'm doing well. How is everyone?
It was about what the emotional learning was.
Oh, right.
That was the original,
Which I think this ties nicely too.
I think honestly,
yeah, it does, because that part of that is teaching kids how to express themselves and tell whomever what their boundaries are and to feel comfortable doing it. So you need to feel comfortable telling a stranger, no, I'm not getting in that car with you, or no, I don't want your puppy and candy. So yes, because we didn't have that back then. It was like, you do what adults tell you to do.
Yeah.
Back then, and you respect them no matter what. So
dangerous.
That was an issue. Ralph, I don't know how we made it. I don't know.
That's something that I think a lot of adults need to learn too, is boundaries, and not in a bad way, but just like for yourself, kind of like self-advocacy, and learning to be comfortable telling people, hey, I don't want to do that. I don't feel like it. I'm protecting myself, because I know like in a work environment, a lot of times people don't either know how to do it, or they've been taught you can't do that because this is work. You need to do what the boss says. And I'm like, I'm a big advocate for self-advocacy. Like if you go to work, you got to tell your boss, if you don't have a puppy and candy for me, I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I look for on a job description. If that's not in like the work requirements, I'm out. I will not apply.
That's what.
And the dog must be on there.
That's your LinkedIn.
That is actually my resume. I just so any job hiring.
Best rider ever when Shannon goes up for work. I need puppies in my trailer, candy.
That's I mean, I feel like you can do it. You can do it. I feel like they should give it to you for sure. You're Shannon DeVito.
I agree.
Puppies and candy every time. Every green.
Even my dentist, like I used to go to a dentist who had a dog that would come in Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, something like that. His name was Winston. He was one of those little white fluffy dogs. And if you got really scared at the dentist, Winston would sit in your lap while they did work in your mouth.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Emotional support animal.
Emotional support Winston.
That is awesome.
I never had to use Winston because I'm a big boy, but I would have fixed it.
Wait, so is he currently still there?
I think they still have him as an emotional support. I don't know. I have a new dentist now, full disclosure. But
I'm switching my dentist immediately.
You should check.
I gotta go.
Yeah, check before you switch, because that's
oh my gosh.
Excuse me, I'm a potential new patient. Is Winston still around? No. All right. Hang up.
Right. Do you know where Winston's currently working?
Yeah.
Shop right. Tanya, how's the cooking going? You're the first guest who's ever cooked on the show, so this is very exciting. Oh,
it
y'all
was done a
done.
while ago.
Oh my God, great.
God, that's how long of a tangent we went on.
We were just stalling.
I know, and I didn't want to interrupt. It was like when I said the fan came on, it was done then. So
Oh
It
no.
I
looks
love it.
beautiful. It looks really
Right?
nice.
It looks really
I
nice.
cut them up. I will say I did cheat a little bit on the recipe because I like cinnamon in my French toast.
Ooh,
So I did add cinnamon in it. Yeah.
I did
was
too
like, I
before you
gotta have
cooked
some
it, right?
cinnamon. Yeah.
that's
Before you
Yeah, it's like
cooked it,
in the batter.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I usually also add like a little bit of
Oh.
vanilla too, but I was out of vanilla.
Ooh,
So.
that's a good
Oh,
idea.
that's a
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
tip.
Oh, just a
I love
little, yeah, just a tiny bit of vanilla. I love it. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh
And
my
powdered
God.
sugar, my daughter usually puts on hers. But I
Ooh.
like butter and jelly.
I
Oh,
I used a little of the
Yeah.
orange marmalade from a few episodes ago with Neil. I still have some,
Oh.
so I put some orange marmalade on top, just a smear, just a little smidge.
Oh.
Like,
nice.
Ollie, did you want to? Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to ask if you wanted to go through the recipe. But
Yes, I was going to get right into that. So today we've
Yes.
made 99 steps French toast. Spoiler alert,
Mhm.
3 steps. Very simple. We got your bread, we got your egg, we got your milk, we got a teaspoon of butter, right? Yeah, teaspoon of butter.
Mhm.
Yeah, there were options for cinnamon and sugar, apple butter or orange marmalade, which is like
Mhm.
such a interesting choice because like they reuse a lot of stuff in this, which is great because we've been cooking it, and now Ralph and I own a whole jar of orange marmalade.
Yeah.
But it seems interesting. Orange marmalade on French toast is not the first thing I'd go for, honestly.
Mhm.
But
Not terrible, actually.
oh, that's awesome. Maybe I'll try it on my next batch.
Just a little bit. Too much orange marmalade tastes like floor cleaner to me, but a little,
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, a
Yeah.
little dabble do ya? Yeah.
little dabble do ya.
Nice.
I've never had that before. Is it gritty? Like, does it have specks of, I don't know what
It
that
has
is, seeds
the
or?
zest, the
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Like a little bit of
Okay.
like stringy parts sometimes, like a little
Yeah.
bit of,
Oh,
which sounds
gotcha.
gross saying it.
I was thinking about the texture because I've seen it before, but I go buy the regular jelly and I'm like, I want to try that one day, but I've never tried it.
I mean, I would never
It's
buy
so
it
cute.
again, but now that I
Yeah.
have it, I'm like, oh, I'll see what I'm gonna do with it.
Ralph and I can pass it along too if you want to try some at all. I think the stuff
I'll
like
check
that.
it out.
And also, I will say about this recipe,
this
I was
is
looking
good.
at it like 1 egg and a little bit of milk. I'm like, this isn't gonna go for 4 slices of bread. Worked
Same.
out perfectly. Perfectly.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
all right, Carolyn Keene. You're getting some things right. Not
Yeah,
1 point
I was
for
thinking the same
Gryffindor.
thing. I was like, and then I think back to the meals that I have made. I
Mhm.
use too much because I will
Yeah.
either have a whole bunch of the batter left or I've
Mhm.
used an entire loaf of bread. So it was like one or the other. And I've never like readjusted the recipe to be like 1 egg and like until today. And I'm like, what? Well, what do you know?
That's so good. It is, yeah, it is, you know, it's French toast though, too. So like you can never have too much, truly, right? Like this is one of those recipes where like I could eat a whole loaf of bread, guaranteed.
I love bread, especially like the bread. I had brioche bread, the
Ooh.
Sara Lee, the thicker like sweet bread for this,
Mm.
but everyone ate it all. So
A bunch of butts.
for today,
Oh
so I ended
no.
up having to use the regular Sara Lee artisan bread. It's still a little bit thicker and denser than like regular white bread.
Okay.
So it worked out nice. Yeah, it holds the batter a lot nicer.
It's funny because they said thin slices of bread, and you really want a thicker slice of bread for this. Like it does feel like
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. I wanted it needs to soak up the. Well, see, that's right. My brain being like, yeah, it's going to soak it all up. That's why you need a gallon of milk, and you need like,
Mhm.
look at how flat mine is. It's covered in syrup, but it's like flat, completely flat.
mine was like, it's
Ooh.
not too flat, right? It's like a thicker.
No.
It's like
like the
restaurant
thicker-
grade. Yeah. That's like
Yeah.
restaurant grade. This
I
is
will
like
say, like the
It's really
fancy
good.
bread, like challah bread is good for French toast too. Just because it's yeah, any bread that's like amazing on its own, when you make it into French toast, it's like, yeah, levels up.
Nice. I love
Have
it.
you ever used cinnamon swirl bread for French toast?
No.
I recommend.
Oh, okay.
Game
This
changer.
the bread without the raisins in it?
Yeah. I mean, unless you really like raisins, then like go for live your best life. But like, I mean, I enjoy that bread on its own, but I can't imagine it like in a French toast situation. But like, no, just they have like just a cinnamon swirl.
Oh
So
my
it's like
God.
it's the same exact thing without the raisins.
Without the raisins. Oh, okay. I've never seen it like that.
Yeah, I don't think I
Pepperidge
have
Farm,
either.
baby.
Oh, I love pepper.
Okay. Oh, all right. I have to look for it because I guess I'm used to buying the one with the raisins, and that's the one I've always bought. I've never even looked for one without.
Yeah.
Who decided
I'll
cinnamon
try
and raisin
it.
go together?
Yeah, I would like to know too. We gotta.
No.
It
I'll
does
Google
work
it.
though.
Yeah,
Big
I like
raisin.
it. So Shan, what are you eating tonight, my friend?
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for asking. So this segment is called Shannon's the worst cook of all time. Cue the music. So, for two reasons, I did not make this recipe. One, because it's called 99 Steps, and quite honestly, that feels like a personal assault. And I tried to make French toast once, and I did it, I think, sort of, and I like put it in the thing, and then I should not use a pan on a stove, and so I put it in a toaster, and the egg dripped into said toaster. We no longer owned that toaster after that day. And I almost burnt my house down. So I'm not allowed to make French toast anymore.
Well, all's well that ends well, you know?
They do now make toasters. Stay with me. They make toasters that are toasters, but then you flip them down. They flip on their side and they become toaster ovens. You can stick stuff in. So
That was because of me.
it's because of you. Right there in the description. Yeah.
Yeah.
Reason for the season. Oh my God, that's like the future is now. That's crazy. I have not seen these things.
I'm excited for all of the new kitchen technology that's coming out. I don't like the one, have you seen the one on TV that you like scan the barcode or whatever and it's like, oh, you're cooking fish. Okay, we'll set all the knobs.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What
It's
barcode
like,
are you scanning?
it comes with, it's like Blue Apron or like those things that where they like send you all the
Ovala.
ingredients and you make it yourself.
Oh,
It's one of
okay.
those, but
Okay.
everything comes in like a little tin already. So and it comes with like a QR code. So you scan the QR code and it says, oh, you're making meatloaf tonight, put it in. And then you put the little tin in and you close the door and it cooks it for you perfectly. And I'm like, I'm not that lazy. Like I can turn the dial to set it to the right temperature and time and everything. Like that just seems a step too far, right?
Yeah, that also seems like dangerous. Like, you know that movie like Smart House, or like when houses or things try and kill you? Like it feels like it could end badly. I don't like, that's too much power for a QR code. Setting fires, nah, hard pass.
Like we're already watching movies and Siri will just pipe up whenever she feels like it. Like, I don't know the answer to that question. And we're like, we weren't talking to you. Shut up.
Like what?
Stay out of it, Siri. So nosy.
Yeah, Siri has
Just wants
told
to
me
be
that.
included. Wait, say that again?
That's not nice. Siri's like, that's not nice. When I curse at her, oh, that's not nice. I'm like, what? You have feelings? I don't understand.
But do we like this? Are we happy?
Oh yeah, I finished the entire plate, but I have the recipe, so yeah. 2 thumbs, way up.
Wow, we have our first real winner.
Yeah.
This
Most
is
of the times you guys just go, I don't hate it.
we keep eating it too because we're gluttons, but this one was enjoyable every 99 step of the way. Sorry, Sean. I'm sorry. It's
There's no way you
Halloween
can screw up
song.
French toast.
Look at this cover too. Look at, I did not count to see if there are not actually 99 steps on the cover, but so many steps on this cover. It continues to
wow.
Is that tree like reaching out
Very
to grab
cool.
the children?
So I think it's a wooden door frame, and I think it's half broken, but it doesn't make sense logistically. Yeah, it does look like a creepy, like the forest in the Wizard of Oz, like
Yeah.
like a weird trunk hand.
It looks like a hand is reaching out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it in a white van? Does it have a white van?
It is, yeah.
Be careful.
This is a cautionary
careful.
tale. They released this book along with Oprah special. Because this door looks like a door you would get kidnapped. Like, don't go in that door. That's your first. No one deserves it. But also, like, if you're going in that door, like, you have to expect something bad might happen.
I can't tell if they're going in or are they escaping.
I think they're running. Yeah, there's a looming figure at the top, and I can't tell if it's someone in danger and they're running for it. Might be a ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't read this one yet. It's 43. So I've been rereading them, but I'm only up to 16. So in 25 years, I will tell you how this ends.
All right.
Looking forward to it.
I'll just Google a synopsis and I'll send it to all of you after this episode. Do you think it's time to get into our questions?
I think so.
I think we're
It's the world famous
there.
questionnaire time.
Woohoo.
All right.
Party
Leave
time.
space for music. We'll do it in post.
We don't have a song yet, though.
This is my favorite question that I like to ask. So I wanna jump in first and ask Tanya, what is your favorite kitchen utensil and why?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what? That's an easy one. And it is this one right here next to me for many reasons. Number one, the metal tong.
Mhm.
And the reason, because first it does this and makes that lovely clanging sound that my ears absolutely love. And this one is equipped to like be open. I don't know if they might all be like this. This one just seems special to me. So it opens like this, and then when you close it, you can lock it by pulling the little ring down, and it stays closed and doesn't like get jammed in my cabinets when I try to open a drawer. It doesn't get stuck, like, because if it's open like this, I have to lay it flat.
Mhm.
So important.
So the things that you don't think about until someone invents it is like, oh my gosh, how have I survived without this thing?
Mhm.
And I love it because it can get hot. It can go in the heat. Like I had a plastic one and it got all burnt up. It's like,
Mhm.
this one, yes, I love it. This is my favorite right here. And it has the like rubber on it so it doesn't slip. I
Yeah.
was like, they really thought of everything with this. It has grooves for my fingers to sit in. Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Like, never have I like gone to the store to buy kitchen utensils and tried the utensil out. Usually it's like, all right, I just get the thing. But because it was hanging out, I was like, oh, okay. Like pretend to be picking stuff up. I'm like, then I was like picking stuff up. So I was like, this is it right here.
I think if there's universal stuff, like sometimes people say laughter is like a universal language and love is a universal language. I think people picking up tongs and immediately doing the clicky thing to make sure they work is also a universal thing. I'm sure every country, every continent, when you pick up tongs, you click them to make sure they work.
You can't.
You have to. Yeah. I would do that with scissors too if they weren't packaged the way they are.
Uh-huh.
I gotta make sure like the comfort is there.
Yeah.
There's always like half of them are packaged and one half is sticking out. And I'm like, what, how am I gonna, I'm gonna take them home and then return them. So.
All right. If you could cook with a famous person, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
If I could cook with a famous person, so the first person who comes to my mind, honestly, is Martha Stewart. And it's not even that I'm like interested in her cooking, because I just want to know all the dirt, like all the. I feel like that's where she spills like everything in the kitchen, just chilling, hanging out. And he's like, so, hey, Martha, how was your day? Well, let me tell you what I did. Me and Snoop, oh boy. You know what I mean? I feel like that's her end of the day. And that's where everything would just come out. That was mine. As we're just cooking together, like, what? Tell me more. That would be amazing. I know she has some stories.
I have to say that's one of the, like, out of the last decade or so, that's one of the most like fun, innocent, like makes the most sense pairings of any celebrities I've seen. Martha Stewart, Snoop Dogg. Just when you see them together, you're like, yep, absolutely. That makes total sense.
Yeah, it's so cute. And I don't know, they have a wine thing together that I didn't know until this weekend. I went to a wine fest in Atlantic City, and there's a Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg like wine.
Game changer.
Yeah, I was like, what? And they were pretty good. I got to like taste them. We couldn't buy anything for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, I was shocked. I don't remember hearing anything about it. I know a lot of celebrities have, beverages now, but seeing them there together is just like, they are such good friends.
I love that.
They have like a business venture together. I love that. It's so nice.
Random follow-up question. When you become rich and famous, as I know you will, what would be your beverage that you create for everybody to enjoy?
Ooh, good one.
Man, what would I create? My favorite thing is a red wine.
Red wine.
Any red wine. So I'd probably create my own.
Sweet, dry?
Like a dry, yep. I like a dry, but not a woodsy dry wine. Not that oaky one. The one like it sits. I'm started learning a little bit about wine. Like if it's aged for too long, that's where that oaky like left flavor in the back of your throat. So it's like a perfect amount of time where you have to catch it before it gets to that. Like a lot of people like that. I like it's like 6 months, 18 months is like perfect to age a red wine to me. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Yes.
Have you ever thought about it or dabbled? Another follow-up question. Like, have you ever can you make your own wine? Like are there places around here where you can get it?
Oh, I never even thought about that, honestly. I'm sure there's make your own wine. There's, especially around in New Jersey, there's all these vineyards and everything. I might have to ask about that, find out. A friend of mine is a sommelier. So I can ask, like, hey,
that's perfect.
I'll ask. You might be getting a wine from me sooner than you think.
You totally should. It feels like, it's not as easy as like home brewing. I know that's a big trend, but it feels like you can do it. It feels like you can, some people. We can get your red wine.
Oh,
start it.
Look into it. Oh yeah, right now I'm spending a fortune on other people.
That's the beauty. Free wine for life.
Yeah,
do it.
I'm doing it.
Cookbook Obscura will, if we ever have money, sponsor your wine.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you have to go on a wine tour with Martha and Snoop.
Oh my God. And we're gonna come too. We're gonna come, honestly. We're gonna jump on it.
Oh yeah.
All right, Tanya, what's your favorite family recipe or dish your family always made?
So this question really brought back some memories. The meal that my mom used to make all the time was encore Salisbury steak with mashed potatoes and corn. And it was like the greatest thing ever. And I bought it not too long ago, and my kids were having none of it. None. of it. I was like, they were like, it's in a box. Like, what is, I was like, yes, this is, you know, you put it in the oven, you heat it up, blah, blah, blah. And they were not having it at all. So our childhoods are very different.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of those things too, like you had to be there in that time capsule in order to appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. It's like, especially back then, like that was so easy. If my mom was doing whatever she's doing, I could just pop it in the oven. Turn, you know, it didn't really matter how old I was. It was like turn the oven on, pop it in. So that was such a quick and easy thing. If my mom wasn't coming home or she'd be home really late, oh, there's Salisbury steak in there. I could make that. You know, so easy. And then the mashed potatoes were those ones where you would boil and then pour the powder in and then turn it into potatoes.
We used to do that instant mashed potatoes. It was such a fad.
The instant mashed potatoes. I think that was the whole like, women are working now, so kids need to cook.
Yeah, microwavable dinners, like
microwave dinner.
Like family dinners you can like throw in the oven or the microwave, like
all quick stuff.
Quick stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't have time back in the 70s and 80s.
No time.
No time.
Yeah, you think you don't have time now? Forget it. People are cooking up meals. Look at us cooking and talking. I have time to do that back now.
I know we didn't put this in a microwave, you know? Come on.
No, I have such good memories of Swanson dinners with my dad, like cooking them and then watching TV before I went to bed. Like that's like a nice little warm. I agree 1,000% with you. That's one of my favorite.
I know, that's perfect. Isn't it funny how like it's not the home cooked meals? Because that's what like we would always have the Salisbury steak with the big mac and cheese, like the Stofers you put in.
Yeah.
And like that would be one of our staples, like probably like every other week we would have that. And like some of my fondest food memories, and I still love that food. Like I know it's not, you know, from the earth, but
it was great. And that was the time when you had like one TV, so everybody had to eat together. We watched TV while we ate. It was like, you know, that's what we did. But now like my house, everybody's there wherever they are. So
speaking of food that's easy to make, if you were a cereal, what cereal would you be?
That is so super easy. For me, I would be Lucky Charms.
Magically delicious.
I would be Lucky Charms. Magically delicious. For so many reasons. But I love Lucky Charms, but not the oat pieces. Just the candy pieces.
The marshmallows, yeah. Do you ever?
I would be the marshmallows.
Nice. Have you ever bought a bag of dehydrated marshmallows? You can buy them at the store.
I have them in my cabinet now, and they are not the same.
They're not the same.
Oh, they are not the same. Nope. I tried it. I tried to dehydrate my own. Like I bought a big bag from Amazon of the Lucky Charms. They were marshmallows though. Like, you know, Amazon, it looks like something else. I thought it was the regular Charms. When they showed up, it was basically just a bag of marshmallows. And I was like, well, am I supposed to make my own Lucky Charms with these? So I was so upset. And a friend of mine was like, you have to just dehydrate them. I was like, what magic? Like, how do I do that?
That's too much
Do
work.
you have a leprechaun that can do that for you?
I don't. That's what I was saying. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
You gotta go on Craigslist, find a leprechaun.
That's what I needed.
Be careful though.
He has a van.
Vet your leprechauns, please. You know what I'm so mad about is that there was never an Oops All Charms, Lucky Charms, because like Captain Crunch had Oops All Berries, like Lucky Charms, General Mills, whoever makes that cereal, we pitch like every episode, we pitch a new idea. So if you're listening, please get Tanya and Oops All Charms.
All Charms. Oh,
wouldn't that's the only thing people care about in that cereal?
Yeah.
One like pieces.
Or at least like make more of those than the oats pieces. Like
The ratio, yeah.
the ratio is so off.
Yeah.
In the 1980s, reading is hard. The 1980s was a great decade for music, but also a decade of worry about satanic rock music. Parents worried that their kids played the records backwards, they'd hear satanic speaking. So if Guy Fieri made a rock album and you played it backwards, what would he be telling our children?
Guy Fieri?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Guy Fieri, let me see. He'd be telling our children that this is my natural hair color. And blonde-haired adult men exist.
Yep.
Yeah,
True.
which isn't true, but what he'd be trying to convince everyone of.
Oh my God.
Natural tips are frosted tips are natural.
Yeah. They look natural.
Oops, all
Imagine
frosted
if
tips.
that was a thing. Like if frosted tips were like a natural hair color that you could like
Love that.
have.
Like your kid was born with frosted tips. Could you imagine as a parent, like, you're like, oh, it was just born with frosted tips.
Yeah, I don't just like as your hair grows, like it's dark, and then as it gets longer, the end is just blonde. But I think that would be really funny.
Really funny. But there is a huge part of me that is very glad we don't live in a world that could just be a normal. It's one of the options. It's one of, because then there would be more people with frosted tips, is what I'm assuming, although I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I've always wanted one of those caps that they use to do the frosted tips. Like they put the cap on, like the swimming cap, the holes in it, and then they poke the hair up and then do the. I've always wanted one of them.
That would be so cool.
Don't know
just
why.
wear?
Yeah.
Just like
Why not? I can't use it for real. There's nothing up there, so why not just get it and like?
I just want to.
I just got because I could like put stuff in the holes. So like I could put spikes, I could put like whatever.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Or you could put it on and then like put color and have like a design.
Polka dot head.
Like a head tattoo. Oh my
Like
God.
it.
Yes.
We're all thinking. I like it.
Look at that.
I also like the idea of, remember Doug Peterson had those, they sold those Eagles hats with Doug Peterson's hair. You could get one of them and then put the cap on over it.
Oh,
See what happens.
that would freak people out because everybody's so used to seeing me bald. They'd be like, what?
I know.
You've gone through changes. We haven't seen
Like,
it.
Why is Ralph constantly wearing an Eagles visor? I don't.
Oh my gosh.
Love it. This has been so much fun, by the way.
So much fun. Thank you so much.
We are almost at the end of our time together. I wanted to give you an opportunity to plug whatever you want. Do you have any upcoming projects? Where can people find you online? Where can they see you perform? Can they come visit you at your new place in South Philly? Tell us everything.
Oh, there's so much going on at the theater. I'm so excited. We have a free monthly improv jam every first Sunday. So folks are welcome to pop in and we do a workshop because there's a lot of people who haven't been exposed to improv in that neighborhood. And they've been popping in. So they're like, I don't know what this is. So we like teach them some of the games and then they jump on stage and we play. So it's really like welcoming, I would say, at least to me. I hope everyone feels that way. And then every first Saturday of the month, we do a free family show that's hosted by the N Crowd. So it's almost the same thing. The kids come out and the parents can join in too. We do a workshop, teach them some games, some short form games, and then the N Crowd performs short form games. Like the kids get involved from the audience and they shout out suggestions. It's really cute. So that's every first Saturday. Yeah. And then in August, I'm teaching, me and another teaching artist are teaching every Friday from we're doing like a improv Olympics kind of thing for kids to pop in. It's free. The first hour is for K through 10 years old, and then the next hour is 11 through 16. They're getting an hour and 15 minutes, and they get to perform a little show, like a 5-minute show. They're going to run it themselves at the end. So that'd be every Friday in August. And it's free and it's drop in, and parents can come and hang out. There's coffee, tea, and snacks at the building so that they can come and mingle and get to know each other and all of that. So I'm really trying to create like a community space where folks can hang out. We got a back patio. I'm about to put the tent back there so people can sit outside and hang out. And yeah.
That's like everything I wanted all the other theaters that I've been a part of to be. This is, I'm gonna cry. It sounds so amazing.
I know.
I'm like, come on out. Let's just hang out. Oh, we have a game night coming up too on July 12th from 5 to 7. And what's great is the South Philly Food Co-op that's around the corner from me. They came over and they really loved what I was doing, and they like blasted me on their social media, like businesses to check out. This is one of them. And they were like, would you be interested in doing a game night? I was like, yes, that's what I want to do. So that is already like getting full with signups. So on July 12th, we'll be doing that, like Taboo, Family Feud, Cards Against Humanity, whatever people want to play. We're like doing that. So it'll be a lot of fun.
That's so great.
Yeah. Be on the lookout. I'm like looking for karaoke. I want to do that. Like so I had there were women comedians who came out. That was the first show I did, and it sold out like in the weekend. It sold out. It was really wonderful. And one of the comedians said, because it's not a huge place, and I know she was making a joke, and she said, give it up for the Tanya. It's like she just opened a door and let us in her living room, right? And I was like, I know you're joking, but that is the feel that I want. That you have been welcomed into my living room and we are all just breaking bread. Like that's what I want you to feel like. So that was such a beautiful thing that she said, and I just love it. I quote it all the time. I'm like, it's like my living room.
That's amazing. You're doing so much good work. I can't wait. I'm not far from you guys, so I'm gonna make it a point. If you need any volunteers or anything, let me know.
Sure. Yeah, pop in, say hi. I'm usually there every day, just about. And then soon I probably will be there every night over the summer, but mostly I'm there every day. Yeah, we're going to be having classes in there on Tuesdays as well.
We're going to put all of your links for all your socials and the theater in our show notes so everybody can come check you out. That's cool. Amazing. Tanya Morgan, thank you so much for being
here. So much. Thank you. I had such a great time. This was awesome.
This has been wonderful. Thank you everybody for listening as well. And remember to like and subscribe if you like this. We have much more shows coming. And remember to please eat responsibly. Have a good night.